Welcome back to another Transformers review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Core Class Dark the Moon Laserbeak. Probably the strangest release that we've seen this year for the Studio Series. I mean, who would have thought we would have kind of rounded off 2022 with a pink Bumblebee? I definitely didn't see it coming from a mile off, but taking a look here at the packaging, of course, we have Laserbeak in disguise as pink Bumblebee, as he was very briefly seen in the Transformers 3 movie. We actually do get the Tea Party diorama, which I thought was kind of creepy and cool at the same time. And as we come around here to the back, we get some product shots of Bumblebee in both robot mode as well as there in Camaro mode. And so with all that being said, here we have pink Bumblebee, aka Laserbeak. Now I can definitely see this character appealing to a very niche portion of kind of the Michael Bay collector universe. I mean, this guy definitely isn't going to be a hot seller like the Fallen, Crosshairs or Hot Rod, but I definitely think there's a place for him in the collection. And like I said previously, I don't think any of us ever saw this guy coming. So as we take a look at the details, for a core class, I think they've actually done a pretty good job in kind of capturing that live-action Michael Bay Bumblebee movie design. I mean, as we take a look here at the head sculpt, that literally looks like the deluxe version shrunken down, so that's really cool. And surprisingly, I'm not too sure how well that's coming across on camera, but he does actually have the Autobot logo. Is your daddy home? As we take a look here at the chest, this is actually an officially licensed Camaro, so this is very accurate to the movie. I do like the design of this guy overall for a core class. Nothing too bad. And then as we come here to the legs, I do like the mechanical detail that we have for the shins and the feet. And coming around to the back, we do essentially get a big backpack, but again, it's a core class, and in terms of kind of a Bumblebee movie design, I don't think this looks that bad at all. Now, articulation, Laserbeak does have a ball joint, which can look up and down, tilt side to side, and rotate left to right. We do get ball joints out of the shoulders, although I'd say my biggest issue with this guy is that when you hinge this up, it literally takes the entire top section of the chest up. So he's literally auto-converting in disguise to avoid capture from the Autobots. I mean, it would have been cool had they actually locked this here into place, but I mean, if you actually grab that chest, you can get these ball joints rotating the full 360, hinging out to the side. We do get a proper rotation in the elbow. They do look a little wonky proportion-wise, but hey, what are you going to do? The legs can kick forwards that far, back to about that far before this huge kibble does restrict it. They can kick out to the side. Surprisingly, we do actually get a knee joint, which I thought was pretty sweet. And then finally, mainly due to transformation, the foot can pivot forwards and backwards. Now, accessory-wise, he merely only comes with one blaster, and to me at least, this is a dead giveaway that this time next year, we're going to get this guy redecoed in kind of the classic live-action Michael Bay Bumblebee yellow, which I'll actually pick up. I think it will be quite interesting to see what they can do at this scale point for some of those Michael Bay characters. They are very complex designs, so to see them shrunken down to the core class is definitely going to be interesting to say the least. But we do get some nice metallic silver. Definitely does look like Bumblebee's classic Stinger Blaster. And it can be removed and actually stored here on the back. So that is basically Laserbeak in robot mode in a nutshell. Here for a few size comparisons, we have Laserbeak compared alongside the Bumblebee movie Shockwave, another fellow Soundwave minion, the Bumblebee movie Ravage, the original Dark the Moon Deluxe Laserbeak, which I think even to this day is the best representation that we ever saw for the actual robot mode design. I mean, I would love so much to get this design into the core class, and considering we've got this pink Bumblebee, I think it's possible. I'm holding out hope. Hasbro, come on, give us this proper Laserbeak in the core class. I think that could be really awesome, as sadly we're only left with this tiny Laserbeak that came packaged with Dark the Moon Soundwave, which, let's face it, is kind of poop in terms of design. Here he is alongside his master, Dark the Moon Deluxe Soundwave, Bumblebee and Sam Witwicky, and the Movie the Best exclusive pink Bumblebee, aka again Laserbeak, just so you guys can kind of see the official comparison between both versions. I mean, this was an exclusive, so it was very hard to track down, and for those of you that wanted this, I don't think this core class is going to be a bad substitute, but if I were to be honest, I kind of prefer the pink that we have here on the Movie the Best version, as I find the colours on this new one to be just a little too dark when in comparison to what we saw in the movie, but still, not too bad looking at all. Now, turning to transformation for Laserbeak, it's actually quite straightforward. So to kickstart things off, you'll just take the feet and fold them up into these cavities. We can then take these back panels and snap them there into place, and on the inside of the legs there are a few various different tabs and slots that you'll just want to line up appropriately, give that there a nice old click, and then what we can do is take this section here, hinge this up and over, bend at the knees and then at the hips so that this section slides over the top, and then this panel should actually snap into kind of the hood section of the chest. So I thought that was kind of cool. What we can then do is take the arms, rotate these here to the back just like so. Take the head, fold it into this hollow cavity, and a nice attention to detail is that everything on the inside is sculpted. I thought that was really cool. What we can now do is take the shoulders and rotate these here inwards. Do the same here for this side, so fold all of that in. You'll then want to take where the elbow is, rotate this section out to the side, bring these pieces down, and then bend here at the elbow so they kind of slide into these little cavities. Do the same here for this side, and as you guys would expect, this tiny little peg is going to snap into the back of the hand, and then the door will basically just line up with this cutout. So snap that in there, give that there a good old squeeze, and come around to this side, do the exact same, and there we have Laserbeak fully transformed up into his officially licensed Camaro alt mode. And for what this guy is, I actually think in all he's turned out great. I mean, you have to bear in mind that not only is this one of the larger live action movie designs shrunken down into a core class, but this is also an officially licensed vehicle. So in terms of budget, for this being roughly $10 to $12, I don't think in all this has turned out too badly at all, and the vehicle mode actually looks pretty awesome. I kind of can't wait to see it redecoed in the proper yellow deco that Bumblebee had in the movie. But detail wise, I think the front of the vehicle looks fantastic, just as sharp as you would expect from the regular deluxe. He does have a few bizarre cutouts where the carbon fiber would be. I imagine that's a cost cutting measure. Considering it's painted in black, it actually doesn't look that noticeable in hand. I just thought it was something worth pointing out. We do get some nice detailing, some black stripes here for the roof of the vehicle and for the rear window, and some pretty nice detailing for the rear and the side of the alt mode. Overall comes together very solidly, definitely does feel quite compact, and then we whack in that arm cannon, snap that here into the top, and we have Laserbeak, aka Pink Bumblebee's stealth mode. And here, for a very quick comparison, we have the Pink Bumblebee compared alongside the Studio Series Deluxe version. And as you guys can see, despite this being considerably smaller, I actually think the details are pretty on point, especially as we come here to the front of the vehicle, and I really like the continuation of the black stripes and the spoiler here at the back. So definitely not a bad vehicle mode by any means. And wrapping up on this review for the Transformers Studio Series Core Class Laserbeak, the weirdest figure I've taken a look at this year for Studio Series undeniably is such a bizarre choice of character, but one that I will be honest and say is actually quite fun. I mean, it's a pink Bumblebee, what more else is there to say? I think for Core Class, the bot mode looks decent. Those live action movie designs have always been difficult to just convey in a deluxe, so to see it shrunken down to core, I think this is pretty decent. It does have its problems. My biggest issue would be the chest not locking in, but what are you going to do for $10 to $12? You're not going to expect masterpiece level of engineering. I think the articulation is more than adequate. The Stinger Blaster looks dope. Pretty decent details, especially packed into the head. It is essentially the deluxe version just shrunken down. Transformation, so easy. You can transform this thing back and forth in, I'd say, roughly 30 seconds once you get the hang of it, and bang, you've got a fully licensed 2011 Camaro, which looks sick, just as detailed as the deluxe offering in my opinion. Yeah, really cool. I don't think it's going to appeal to everybody, definitely going to be for the die-hard completionist, but if you're a fan of Bumblebee, you liked the pink Laserbeak, you like some of these more bizarre repaints, then I think this is one worth checking out. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you guys think of this? Of course, I too would have much rather had gotten that proper chicken turkey thing that Laserbeak was in Dark of the Moon, but I imagine we'll see that later down the line, so I'm not too bummed out. Definitely be sure to sound off down below, and until my next review, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.